Hello? Yeah. So, you're wondering about my Spirit of America Challenge Run series and Tokyo Xtreme Racer Challenge Run series. Well, I have those videos put on hold for one reason. And that reason is, well, I'm doing a PowerPC based challenge right now, so I can't get to my M1. It's off limits. Yeah. I don't know why you would use a 2-decade-old machine in modern times, but some people still do it though. Don't ask me why. Yeah. I'll get to those. Just have to get to my M1. It's off limits right now. Yeah. Yes, I did play the new Tokyo Xtreme Racer game, although I had to go on a third-party site to get a game key. Don't tell anyone that, though. My account is a secret. Well, my account for that game is a secret. Yeah, okay. Sounds good. I'll make sure to get back to work on my M1 eventually. Bye. Well, greetings, Gran Turismo enjoyers, and I had to come up with a video project for 3 weeks of PowerPC, and I decided to do a Daihatsu only challenge run. So my original plan was to play it on the iMac G4, but there were visual glitches with that game when it runs on, well, PCSX. So I had to basically bin that plan and play it on the PS3 instead. So one thing led to another, but I still wanted to do the Daihatsu challenge run, and processing the clips took a while because it takes longer to process clips on PowerPC computers than it does on modern computers. But anyways, my goal here is to try to beat Gran Turismo 2 by only using Daihatsus. The only races that are of importance to us are the Nationals, the 2 leagues, the Euro and Pacific League, and the GT World Championship. Well, that is unless if you play the Japanese version where the GT World Championship is your only concern. But anyways, my goal is to beat Gran Turismo 2 by only using Daihatsus. And once we get to the Gran Turismo World Championship, well, once I win it, the challenge run ends. So the rules here are, rule number 1, we can't use any manufacturer other than Daihatsu. Number 2, license tests don't count. If we count license tests as part of the challenge run, it will be impossible. Rule number 3. Well, special events and events other than the Gran Turismo official races don't count, since they're not vital to the progression of the game. And that's pretty much it. I would usually put the no race cars rule here, but because of the challenge run in question, it was impossible to try to beat this game by only using Daihatsu road cars. And the Daihatsu Styria rally car is the only vehicle that is suitable for the Gran Turismo World Championship. So, yeah. And the reason why I picked Daihatsu is because, well, my inspiration for this video was the Gran Turismo 5 Suzuki only challenge run by Mr. X-Bass, or as I like to call Mr. Braxis. I don't know why I called him that, but I did call him that for some reason. So, Mr. X-Bass's video was the inspiration, and I chose Daihatsu in particular because Daihatsu is the weakest car brand in Gran Turismo 2. Yes, even weaker than Mercedes-Benz, which has no special racing models in the default version of the game itself. But at least you can still use a well-tuned Mercedes-Benz CLK for the GT World Championship. And the cars are not that weak. And there's no Mercedes-Benz car in the game that costs less than 10 grand. So, that is that. And I feel that, well, no one's ever attempted a Daihatsu only challenge run in Gran Turismo before, so I wanted to give it a shot. So let's strap ourselves in and try to beat Gran Turismo 2 by only using Daihatsus. Alrighty, so we got all the licenses done and dusted. I had to get the licenses out of the way. Oh, and as a side note, I also accidentally pressed the circle button while trying to X out the B license hall, even though I want to press triangle. But anyways, let's get our first car, or should I say truck. Because we're starting out with a truck. And you might be asking, why not just get the Daihatsu Mira, or Mira, or however you want to pronounce it? Whoops. Well, there's a reason for that. I'm getting the Midget 2 instead of the Mira, or Opti, as it is a popular meme vehicle in the world of Gran Turismo. The Mira, or Mira, however you want to pronounce it, is not. And the Midget also has its one-make race, just like the Mira or Mira. And the Opti does not. So yeah, we're doing the Midget contest, and you might be wondering, why are we doing the Midget contest instead of Sunday Cup? Because this truck is painfully slow. Yeah. It doesn't have very much horsepower stock. And even when you fully upgrade it, it still doesn't have a lot of horsepower. So, it's cheap, yes, but you do have to put a lot of money to make it competitive and anything worthwhile. Yeah, you have to sink a lot of money into it. Yeah, so we're at Red Rock Valley Raceway, or Red Rock Valley Speedway. It is. Competing against other midgets. Yeah, so it's a midget free-for-all. It's a midget contest. Yeah, and there's the Bizarro Universe Yellow Midget in the lead. And this vehicle also tops out at 73 miles per hour. So I wanted to choose the midget to also make it more challenging. And yeah, that is the vehicle's top speed. As Arnold Schwarzenegger has once said, that is the vehicle's top speed. Yeah, it's a reference to Terminator 2 Judgment. It's driving the Chevy S10. Yeah, we're in the lead right now. Yeah, Chevy S10 is notoriously slow because some models had iron inline 4 engine, which, yeah, is a cool sounding thing. It's a boss sounding thing, but it is a beautiful, unique engine. Just like the 660cc engine of the Midget 2. And another thing that sucks about it is gearing is long. And I have no idea why a 660cc mini truck needs long gearing. Yeah, so really needs to be any more economical than it already is. So yeah, not only is the truck itself painfully slow, but even the fidget process will get past. Yeah, so not today, Missouri. Romance easily more exciting than a Tour de France race. Sorry, Tour de France fans. Almost there. Just gotta pass the Zard for this yellow digit. Yeah, it's fun to start out with the digits. Like I said, it's not the most powerful vehicle to start out with. It's not the best vehicle to start out with, but in fact, it's one of the worst vehicles you can start out with in the game. And I wouldn't recommend starting out with the Midget 2 unless you're doing a challenge. Still, Midget 2 little K-truck. It's just not the fastest K-truck ever made. Almost there. You gotta stay on the ground. And because the truck tops out at 73 miles per hour, you have to install a fully customizable racing gearbox. That's the only way you're going to get this truck going faster. That is right. And now, fire trigger up. I then took it to the lightweight K-Car Cup race in Rome Short, due to the fact that Rome Short has no elevation changes, as it is very flat, in fact, mostly flat, and I don't have to worry about the midget struggling up the hill for dear life. But I still had to deal with the much faster opponents here than in the Sunday Cup. Yeah, the K-Car Cup has faster opponents here, but Rome Circuit doesn't have any elevation. And yeah, even though they're faster, I still Ross Chastained my way through and won this race. After that race was done and dusted, I decided to get myself the fully customizable transmission upgrade in order to deal with the limited top speed issue. And then I tackled Tahiti Road. since it was the easier of the two tracks. So yeah, I pretty much won this race and got myself another prize car that I won't need and some more upgrades. And after winning that race, I sold off another one of my cars that I didn't need and went to the tuning shop yet again to apply some more upgrades to my midget. Yeah, I got myself a racing muffler to increase the power even more. And then I got myself some weight reduction. Yeah. Stage 3 weight reduction costs 20 grand. And after the upgrades were applied, I took the truck to the race and yeah, I had several attempts, including one where I spectacularly failed. I eventually won and grinded my way through the Tahiti road race until I eventually got some more upgrades. Alrighty, so we're doing the first race of the French Nationals since it takes place at Tahiti Road. Well, I tried to do the other races, but we don't have enough upgrades yet. Because this truck is still really slow. Yeah, I've upgraded a lot, but we would still need the suspension upgrade, and you're gonna see why. Yeah, so the cars zoomed past me at the start-finish line. And that's because even with Stage 1 Turbo and a bunch of other engine upgrades, this truck is still really slow. And yeah, I'm getting harassed by a Citroen Zara and a bunch of other non-threatening French cars. Yeah, never thought the day would come. Yeah, let's try to get past here. Yeah, I have racing softs. Well, racing super soft tires to be more precise. But the midget is still pretty anemic in the straights. It handles better in the corners, but it's still pretty anemic in the straights. But hey, at least it's faster than a racing bicycle. Yeah, those racing bicycles that you see at bike races. Yeah, this midget's a proper racing machine, unlike a bicycle. Yeah, hit the wall there, we gotta watch out. Yeah, it's a good thing the AI brakes on one of the corners here, so I could actually have a chance of passing them. go. This is it. We already got one lap in, and we're up to the final lap. Hang in there. Hang in there. It's the final stretch. Yeah, we're gonna Ross Chastain our way through and go up to the final stretch. Yeah, just have to make sure I don't destroy these tiny 660cc engine, because it struggles up the hill. Yeah, we're literally pushing the Midget 2 to its limits. Alright, almost there, almost there. Don't fail me now, Midget. Almost there, almost there, almost there. Yes! Let's go! And after our epic victory was said and done, I decided to grind away at the lightweight K-Car Cup race at Tahiti Road like there's no tomorrow until I was able to fully upgrade this magnificent truck. Yeah, I've grinded away at this race just so I can get enough credits for upgrades. Since, as I've mentioned previously, you really need to soak a lot of money into this truck just to have it become competitive. And it was pretty fun being able to test the limits of the Daihatsu Midget. So I went to sell yet another prize car that I don't even need. Yeah, sorry CRX. Just not worthy. Yeah, I had 2 prize cars to sell, so I sold them both. And then I would go to the tuning shop. And I got myself a suspension upgrade. So the reason why you need fully customizable suspension is because of the glitch in Gran Turismo 2, where if you have the ride height set the lowest possible position and the highest possible position, it'll act like the car is going downhill due to the physics engine. And then after I applied the suspension, I gave it some rooms. Now, ladies and gentlemen, feast your eyes on the Super Midget! finally did it. After all of that grinding and upgrading, I finally won all of the first set of national races. And each race was, well, it varied in difficulty. Some races were harder than others, and some of the hardest were the US Nationals, where it has the highest power limit, the UK Nationals, where I, of course, struggled up the hill, and the Italian Nationals, where the cars were often faster than me in the straights and had very little sharp corners. But I did win them all. I did manage to win them all. And now I was doing the German Nationals. And yeah, despite having a higher power limit than most other Nationals races, it's actually easier than races like the UK Nationals, for example, did a set of opponents here. So it only took me a few tries, as the Daihatsu midget was pretty slidey at times, and liked to bump into walls. But anyways, this was it. This was the moment of truth. Will I win the German Nationals with the Daihatsu midget? Oh, this is it. This is it. Yes! But sadly, all good things must come to an end. As much fun as it was trying to beat the first set of Nationals races with the Midget 2, it's just too slow for the other set of Nationals races. So, it's time to get another car, or SUV, because we're getting an SUV. Yeah, an SUV, a sport utility vehicle, something that was never meant to be taken racing. No, not that, not that, not that. There. That's more like it. The Terios Kid. And yeah, I want to make this into another meme vehicle, because it deserves it. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to the Blue Terios Kid. But before I could do anything with the Terios Kid, aka Pack Rats, I had to get back into religion or grinding. Yeah, I tried to do the Hades car cup race at Tahiti Road. Religion is fast enough. Yeah, it's usually one of the easiest ways you can get money, but here it's best to do the lightweight K-car cup race at Tahiti Road instead, since it's better suited for religion. So I basically grinded away at that race until I was able to get a lot of CRXs to sell and get enough money to buy some upgrades for Pack Rats so I could fully put it to good use. So yeah, I got some upgrades and tuned it to the max. And then I was ready. Here we are. It's time. Time for the second set of Nationals races. Yeah, in the Japanese version, you don't need to complete these races, you just need the GT World Championship to worry about, but in overseas versions, you have to complete the Nationals races and all of the leagues in order to get to the GT World Championship. Yeah, they put that restriction in place to make it more challenging, which does make sense. So yeah. We're currently at the first race at Midfield Raceway, and even though I have less power than the opponents, it's, well, actually not that hard. Yeah, the Daihatsu Terios, aka Pack Rat, can accelerate pretty well owing the naming. Yeah, so I colored the Daihatsu Terios Kid blue, and I gave it the nickname Pack Rat. And for those of you who don't know, Pack Rat is a character created by FunPub for Transformers convention called BotCon, and he's basically Rat Trap but blue. Yeah, he transforms into a blue rat. Yeah, that's why I called it Pack Rat, because it's small and blue, but it's mighty. Oh, almost hit the top wall there. Yeah, you still have to deal with the vehicle being unstable at times. Oh crap! Nissan Silvia is out to get me. Yeah, I want to keep that weeb behind me. Jeez. Okay, go. Just be careful. Go. And oh man, I made a mistake. Jeez. Yeah. I chose this vehicle instead of the Storia because of the memes. I want to make this a popular member in the Gran Turismo meme community. Here we go, almost there. It's the final stretch. Can we make it? Just have to watch out for the Silvia. That same red Silvia that appeared in a Yellowbird video. This is it. This is it. This is it. This is it. Yes! Let's go, man! After that race was over, it was on to the second race of the French Nationals at Tahiti Road, and guess what? Just like the previous race, it was also pretty easy. And it seemed that Pack Rat would actually be a pretty good vehicle for these set of races. On to the next race. Up next was the Italian Nationals race at the full Rome circuit, and I shunted a Fiat Coupe into a wall. Yeah, after slamming a Fiat Coupe right into a wall, I took the lead and ended up winning this race. Yeah, this race was a bit harder as the AI in Rome circuit is usually better at this track than most other tracks in the game. But I still won regardless, as Pack Rat was just pretty good. Yeah, just like the French Nationals race, this one only took me one try. I actually had a clean race at Laguna Seca. Yeah, I didn't bump into any cars for once. Although I did go into the gravel trap. Sometimes. But that's more of a skill issue thing. However, Laguna Seca is where a weakness of Pack Rat became apparent. You see, just like with any Gran Turismo game, K cars would struggle to get up the hill. And this is because they're not as powerful as, well, most other types of vehicles, and they're not nearly as torquey. But despite that, I still managed to win the race. The race wasn't that hard. It's just I had to deal with the hilly sections of Laguna Seca. So yeah. It was a bit harder than the last race, but I still managed to win. Up next was Trial Mountain, and this was by far the most difficult race of all the second set of national races. Not only does it have the highest power output at 345 horsepower, but I had to deal with a bunch of Elises and some TVRs. Yeah, I also bumped into a dark purplish blue TVR in the lead. Yeah, it's a TVR Chimera. But regardless, I was still able to take Pack Rat to victory while I dealt with the onslaught of Elises and TVRs. And now, it was on to the second race of the German Nationals, which, surprise surprise, takes place at Deep Forest Raceway. And after bulldozing my way through the field of German cars, I won this race with little to no issues. Yeah, I had no problems winning this race, and I was pretty confident that I will win the third and final set of races, because I actually feel confident in the abilities of Pack Rat. But anyways, how will we fare in the third and final set of national races? Well, let's find out. First up was the third and final race of the Japan Nationals, and, well, this track doesn't really suit Pack Rat. The opponents here are much faster than I am, an issue that will become apparent in one of the later races, and midfield is a track that favors much faster cars, but I still managed to win with pure luck. The third and final race of the American Nationals, however, wasn't that bad. It wasn't as hard as the Japan Nationals race, though I had to deal with two Shelby Series 1s. Yeah, as if one wasn't already bad enough. Now I have to deal with pairs. But regardless, I still managed to win after battling the two Shelby Series 1s, and they made a mistake on the corkscrew. Yeah, sometimes the AI spins out on the corkscrew, and I took advantage of that. Although the weakness of Pack Rat not going up the hill pretty well is starting to become more and more apparent. Yeah, and I did have to bounce the wall there just to get by the corkscrew. That's how tough it is. So yeah, it was another race that I won by pure luck. Let's move on to the next race, shall we? The hardest race of the lot is the third and final race of the UK Nationals. Yeah, not only are the opponents really fast here, but I also had to deal with uphill sections that slowed Pack Rat down a bit, and I had to make sure I kept the other cars behind me as they are really fast, but I did manage to win. Anyways, on to the German Nationals. This is it. No turning back. It's now or never. Because we got the very final race of the Nationals tree. The German Nationals. And yeah, it has the highest power limit of any race in the Nationals tree, with a 443 horsepower limit as opposed to the 394 and 345 of the other races. And yeah, the Yellowbird decided to make an appearance, and that's going to be your toughest opponent here. Here we go. Yeah, And an Audi TT. Yeah, the Audi TT just went past me. It seems the Audi TT is also pretty fast here. Yeah, my objective is to keep the Yellowbird behind me. Yeah, I do like Deep Forest. It provides a good balance for cars that handle well and cars that are much faster in the straights. It's not like Midfield Raceway and Test Course where it favors faster cars. This one favors cars that are both faster in the straights but slower in the corners, and slower in the straights but handle much better in the corners. So yeah, it's a good balance. Yeah, I just hope I don't blow up the engine of this SUV, because Pack Rat is literally being pushed to its limits. Yeah. I don't want to blow up the engine. Here we go. It's the second lap. It's the final lap. Hopefully we'll make this a really good lap. Yeah, this is like the final boss of all Nationals races of Gran Turismo 2. We've come this far to face the Yellowbird. Yeah, it's not always yellow, but I always like to refer to it as the Yellowbird. Oh man, Yellowbird's coming up fast. Oh no, you didn't! Yeah, stay behind. Yeah, I want to make sure that Yellowbird doesn't win. Well, no offense to the content creator actually named Yellowbird. He's a good YouTuber. He actually makes great content. I highly recommend you to give his channel a watch. But anyways, here we go. This is it! This is it! Yes! We finally won! We beat all the Nationals races! Let's go to the leagues. I then decided to try my luck at the 80 Sports Car Cup race at Tahiti Road again. But this time, I actually won. Twice. Yeah, this is the point in the game where I realized that Pack Rat, despite being pretty good at the later half of the Nationals races, wasn't nearly good enough for the leagues. As you are about to find out why. So yeah, Pack Rat was pretty good at this race in particular in Tahiti Road. And because I have racing super softs, it wasn't much of a problem for me to win, and I then tried the Ross Chastain maneuver, which helped myself get 2 Skylines, well, after I won the race twice, and then I sold them. Yeah, I sold them both. Pains me to sell a race car, but oh well. It's what happens when you have a challenge run dedicated to Daihatsus. So I then sold the 2 Skylines and got the Styria X4. Yeah, the Styria X4. And then I tuned it up all the way and got myself a racing modification and colored it green. And then I went over to the wheel shop and got some gold rims. Prepare yourselves, everyone. The second race of the Pacific League that takes place at Laguna Seca wasn't nearly as hard as the race that takes place at Seattle, as Laguna Seca does benefit the Styria, although this was going to be by no means easy, and it definitely shows with midfield. Yeah, I was lucky enough to pull off a W here, and this race took me several tries before I eventually won. And yeah, this is because of two things. Firstly, as I've mentioned before, midfield is a course that benefits much faster cars. And secondly, all of the opponents in the league races have racing softs. Yeah, for some unknown reason, Philippi Digital decided to put racing soft tires on these seemingly ordinary looking cars. But anyways, on to the EuroLeague. And the first race of the EuroLeague wasn't actually that hard. Yeah, I thought it was going to be screwed with the cars being much faster than me in the straights, as this does seem to be a recurring thing here. But Apricot Hill Raceway is also a course that has technical turns that definitely do benefit the Styria. And I was actually faster than all of the other cars in the corners. And that's because I do have Racing Super Softs equipped, as opposed to the opponents having Racing Softs. Yeah, Apricot Hill Raceway was definitely a track that I was able to pull off a win without having to retry the race several times over. And it definitely put the chicane to good use, as I used my corner cutting skills to shave off some seconds. Yeah, in order to save time, I took my corner cutting skills to good use. Well, I put my corner cutting skills to good use. And Apricot Hill Raceway was definitely a track that benefits the Styria. In fact, this is the Styria's favorite track of the lot. The same, however, can't be said for the next race at Grand Valley Speedway. Yeah, I shunted the Roof BTR2, and this race took me several tries to eventually win. Yeah. Imagine all the problems that you come across with Midfield Raceway and Seattle Circuit, and then multiply them by 100. This is Grand Valley Speedway. If this... well... if any race in Gran Turismo 2 would be the 9th Circle of Hell, this would be it. This race was hell. Yeah, the cars were normally much faster in the straights, but I was lucky enough to even pull off a win. Anyways, on to the next race at Rome Circuit. And this race was actually easier. Oh look, there's the Yellowbird again. Hi. Yeah, even though the AI is much better than, well, even though the AI is much better here than in most other tracks, I still managed to pull off a win here. This race didn't take me nearly as much tries as the literal torture that is Grand Valley Speedway. Yeah, it's literally one of the most torturous things I had to experience, aside from the Barney and Fred song, I Love You. Yeah. And certain bad cartoons, like, well, Tex Avery cartoon in the 90s. Can't remember the name, but I blocked it out of my memory. It was literally one of the most torturous things I've ever seen. But anyways, I won the race at Rome Circuit, and now it was time to finally go over to the Gran Turismo World Championship. And after all of that, I sold off all of my race cars, which was definitely painful. And then I got myself the ultimate Daihatsu, aka the Daihatsu Styria rally car. Let's go! It was now or never at the Gran Turismo World Championship. And I had my doubts at first, but the Daihatsu Styria rally car actually proved to be pretty competitive in the Gran Turismo World Championship. Although I did have to deal with much faster opponents like the Venturi Atlantique 600LM, sorry if I butchered the pronunciation here, and the all-conquering Toyota GT1. But even so, I managed to pull off a W at Trial Mountain Circuit. Although my goal wasn't to win every race, my goal was just to be first in the point standings, as is the case with most other championship races in real life. Yeah, it's a bit of a skill issue here. But anyways, on to the race at Laguna Seca. Yep, the second race of the GT World Championship. And Laguna Seca was a course that benefited the Daihatsu's career rally car. Although, I did find the braking to be a bit of an issue, and the car handles like those Gen 7 NASCAR racing cars. Yeah, it handles like a NASCAR racing car. Even though it is supposed to be lightweight, but anyways, I didn't have much issues with Laguna Seca. On to the next race at Apricot Hill. And yeah, not much issues here. But the Toyota GT1 was climbing up the race further and further, as it was the fastest car here. Yeah, the Toyota GT1 was going to be my biggest threat. Although, Apricot Hill wasn't that hard. And just like before, I took the chicane and put it to good use. Yeah, my corner cutting skills definitely were used well here. But anyways, on to, well, road circuits. And this is going to be painful. Yeah, even when trying to Ross Chastain my way through the race, well, through one of the final corners of the track itself, I still didn't win as I was second. Yeah, I placed second in this race, just behind the all-conquering Toyota GT1. But anyways, on to the final race at Midfield Raceway. Let's go. This is it. No turning back. It's now or never, because we have the final race of the GT World Championship at Midfield Raceway. So let's go. Here they are. Here are all the competitors. And yeah, a couple of them are a lot faster than I am, as well. You already saw in the race at Rome circuits, where the AI is usually much better here than in most other courses in the game. So yeah, our biggest threats here are going to be the Venturi Atlantique 600LM and the Toyota GT1. Whoops! Didn't mean to do that. That was a skill issue moment right here. Oh man, oh man. Yeah, the brakes don't work well on this rally car 100% of the time. Yeah, this rally car has ARCA brakes. Because the brakes on this vehicle, despite weighing, well, despite being lightweight, doesn't actually brake too well, and its handling is not that great either. They also adjusted the gearbox. Yeah, it's rarely that, well, it's rare that I ever do this on a rally car unless it's for a challenge run. Yeah, see? Those two cars are a big threat here. And also, as a side note, I had to get out my Sony DVD player from 1997 to dub this clip in particular on my Sony DVD recorder, as it wouldn't process the whole entire clip when I put in the DVD in my MacBook Pro, when I process it through Handbrake. And of course I need the whole entire clip because it's a challenge run, and I do need to see how I win it. Yeah, I do need to actually see how I beat the challenge run itself. Yeah, the Toyota GT1 is kicking my ass here. And it shows because it is the toughest opponent in the Gran Turismo World Championship. Yeah, just have to be careful. Oh man, overshot it. Here we go. You have to be careful. Be careful. Yeah. My goal isn't to win this race, but to win the whole entire championship. Because this is a championship race, you don't have to win the race in order to win the championship. You just have to be in the... Well, you just have to be first in the point standings, just like most other championship race. Well, just like most other racing championship in real life, unless if it's NASCAR, where if you win the championship race, you win the championship, regardless of how many points you have. Yeah, we're on the 4th lap. So yeah, like I said, we don't have to win the race here. I've already won enough points to win the championship, so it should be all good. I'd have to be in 3rd or higher to win the championship. Okay, so I'm gonna deal with the Venturi. Yeah, the Toyota GT1's still pretty fast. This is the only clip that I had to dub, by the way. Here we go. Oh, crap, I missed. You MFer. Yeah, the Toyota GT1 is probably the most cheatingest opponent in the Gran Turismo World Championship in all the races. And is also the most cheatingest opponent in the whole entire game, as well, the Suzuki Scudo Pikes Peak car doesn't appear in any race aside from the Pikes Peak Rally race, and the Cultist race car is pretty much the same case, so the Toyota GT1 appears more often. Yeah, that is unless if you don't take into account the Vector M12 Elm Edition that appears in Trial Mountain. And anyways, we're on to the final lap. Oh, this is it! Yeah, I forced the Toyota GT1 into a mistake. Just like how Chris Buescher did with Shane Van Gisbergen. Just gotta win, or be in second. Here we go. Oh man. Oh man. Oh crap. So close. But shouldn't matter. Here we go. Let's see. Got 6 points. And yes! I won the championship! And that's all that mattered. Winning isn't always important. Being ahead of everyone else in the points also winning a championship is not all about winning every race, but being first in the point standings. As long as you're first in the point standings, it's fine, and we still got our prize money and our prize car. Yeah, so I'm gonna save the game. I'm gonna conclude there. Yeah, let's see what kind of prize car I get for winning this race. Yeah, so for the first time in any Gran Turismo 2 challenge run, I actually felt like I was battling for the championship. Yeah, so I won the championship by points, and I was battling for the championship against the Toyota GT1. It actually felt great. And I'm hoping the same applies to my later challenge runs, which will have no race cars. Yeah, so let's see what kind of prize car I get for this one. Look, it's a Nissan R390 GT1. Yeah, so you go in a Daihatsu to win a Nissan. So yeah, that does it for the Daihatsu challenge run. Yeah, this challenge run's definitely pretty fun, although it was painful. But it was fun using some of the weakest cars in Gran Turismo. Well, some of the weakest cars in Gran Turismo 2 as a whole. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend this challenge run unless you want to challenge yourself. So yeah, this is the Bandito signing off. And all I have to say is catch you guys next time. And peace out.